Okay, guys, hi again. So this is the second pedigree worksheet that I assigned to you. So I'm going to go over the correct answers with you for this one as well. So, the question number 1 is, which members of the family above are afflicted with Huntington's disease? Okay, so Huntington's disease, it shows you right over here that the people that are affected are the shaded people. Okay, so over here, looking at everybody who is affected, the first generation, the male, basically the grandfather. So that is basically I1, Roman numeral 1, and then Roman numeral 2 dash 2, this female over here, and then Roman numeral 2 dash 3 is also affected, and then over here number 7, so 2 dash 7, and then lastly Roman numeral 3 dash 3 is also affected right here. So number 2, there are no carriers for Huntington's disease. You either have it or you don't. With this in mind, is Huntington's disease caused by a dominant or recessive trait? So if you have it, that means you can't be a carrier, so you can't be heterozygous for this condition. So it's basically a dominant condition, therefore, not recessive. Okay, so it's not going to be little h, you get Huntington's disease. It's going to be the capital letters. So number 3 is, how many children did individuals 1, Roman numeral 1 and Roman numeral -2 have? So altogether they have this child here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 altogether. Okay, the other people, I don't know what happened to my pen. Goodness gracious, this is such a pain. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened to my pen here. Technology. Let me see here. Okay. Edit. Draw. Let me see if I can do this here. So I don't know what happened to my pen. Let me see if I can redo it. My goodness, this is so difficult. Draw. That. Okay. I'm gonna have to use a mouse. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but Okay, so how many girls did 2-1 and 2-2 have? Well, 2-1 and 2-2, they have 2 girls. So number 3-2 and 3-3 over here, these 2 girls right here. So that's the number 3. And how many of them have Huntington's? Basically, 2 have Huntington's because it's a dominant disease. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about here? Let me erase that. It is 1 because only one of them is shaded. This one right here. She has Huntington's. How are individuals 3-2 and 2-4 related? So 3-2 and 2-4, how are they related? Basically, it's an uncle. Oh my goodness, this is so hard without my pen. I don't know why my pen's not working now. Uncle and niece. Oh, that's the relationship. And then one and how are 1-2 right over here. 1-2 is this person here, this female, grandma, and 3-5 related. So this is basically this couple's son, and then this person would be their grandson. Okay, so it's going to be grandma. Oh my goodness, it's so hard. And I'm not going to bother writing the grandson there. It's too hard. But that's what you guys need to write, please. I'm going to try one more time. So this one was grandma and grandson. I'm just seeing if there's anything I can do here to change my pen situation. Let me see if I can. I don't know what happened. Oh. All right, anyways, number 6, the pedigree to the right shows a family's pedigree for hitchhiker's thumb. Is this trait dominant or recessive? So definitely by looking at it, first generation, second generation, and third generation, there's nobody that's affected. So then definitely this would be a recessive trait that we're looking at. How do you know? Because first, second, and third generation are not affected. Okay. And number 8, how are individuals 3-1? This is 3-1 over here. And 3-2 related. So basically, they are married. They're related through marriage. So 3-1 and 3-2 are husband and wife. Number 9, how would you name the two individuals that have hitchhiker's thumb? So this would be, this is generation 1, 2, 3, and I don't know why they've, 4, it's, so it's going to be 4, 1 over here, and Roman numeral 4, 1 over here, and Roman numeral 4-3 over here. And name the two individuals that were carriers of hitchhiker thumb. So it would be right over here, 3-1 and 3-2 that are going to be the carriers, because they are heterozygous, and that's why these two are homozygous recessive, number 1 and number 3, because they're shaded. So these parents must have been carriers of that trait to have children that are homozygous recessive. So number 11, is it possible for individual 4-2 to be a carrier? Well, yes, it is. So 4-2 is right over here. And yes, they can totally be a carrier, because both of these individuals are heterozygous, so they can have a heterozygous child as well with a so that they appear to be normal, but they have that recessive allele as well. Okay. And number 12, the pedigree to the right. This is a different pedigree. This is basically a little different. The pedigree to the right shows a family's pedigree for color blindness. Which sex can be carriers of color blindness and not have it? So females can be carriers of color blindness and not have it, because they are heterozygous. They have like 2 X chromosomes. They can have one the allele that is normal, which masks the other allele, which is the recessive abnormal allele. Over here, for example, this is a totally normal female, but she could be a carrier. The males cannot be carriers because of the fact that they are either colorblind or they are not, because they only have that one X chromosome that either has the big allele or the little allele. Okay. So with this in mind, number 13, what kind of trait is color blindness? Use your notes. Okay, so we know this when it affects only females or males. We talked about sex-linked inheritance. Okay, this kind of trait is a sex-linked recessive trait. Number 14, why does individual 4-7 have color blindness? Right over here, this is a female, and why does she have color blindness? And the reason why she has color blind gene is because the dad is affected right over here. The dad is affected as well, and the mom right over here is a carrier of the colorblind gene. Even though she's not colorblind, she's a carrier. So basically, this individual is getting both alleles from both parents, recessive alleles from both parents, and that's why she's definitely colorblind. And then, why do all the daughters in generation 2 carry the colorblind gene? So right over here, this is the second generation. This is because they're carriers. These females are carriers because of the fact that the dad is colorblind. He is passing that recessive allele to his daughters, and that's why they're carriers. And their mom is not a carrier, and she is basically got regular normal color vision, and so it's the dad that's passing on that colorblind allele, which makes them carriers. And number 16, the last question, is name 2 generation 4 colorblind males. So that would be this guy over here, 4-1, and this guy over here, which is 4-5. Okay, so I hope that you guys are understanding what is going on in these pedigrees. I just wanted to go over some examples with you before we do any kind of quiz. Okay, so I'm going to see if, oops, I need to finish this now and shrink the screen so I can stop this video. And this is proving to be kind of difficult.